Hi, welcome to week 3. So this week you'll be reading chapter 2 of your textbook, and that chapter is called Understanding Your Audience. And it starts by talking about self-concept and understanding yourself, because in order to understand your audience, it helps to understand yourself. So you'll start there, and then you'll take a look at perception and how perception affects the way that we look at others and the way others look at us. And then finally you'll take a look at how this plays out in our interactions with others. I'm hoping that you'll be able to take this information and apply it to the workplace because, of course, our perceptions of the workplace and our perceptions of others affect how we feel about our workplace and also about how we define our workplace. So part of what we're looking at this week is how we define a professional workplace, how we create a professional workplace, how we respond to a professional workplace, and how we might be a part of creating or sustaining that environment. So the very first task you have this week is to describe a professional or business setting. So you'll first read your textbook, then you'll complete the perception and environment quiz, which is related to your textbook. Like other quizzes you've taken, you can take this as many times as you like, and the highest score will be the one that is kept. Then I'd like you to watch this TED Talk about what makes us feel good about our work. In order to watch this, you can watch it inside, but it also will open up, and that is perhaps an easier way to stream it. So you want to watch the TED Talk, and then after that, come back and contribute to the discussion board. And this discussion board is like the ones you've done in the past. You need to answer these questions with the PI method before Thursday at 11:59 p.m. and then make responses to your peers by Sunday at 11:59 p.m. The next task that you have before you this week is to make sure you can distinguish between appropriate communication choices and inappropriate communication choices in a professional setting. So in order to get started with that, I'd like you to read an article from Forbes called Phone, Email, Tweet, or Text. You can open it by clicking on the white title as you've done in the past. There you go. It's a short article about choosing the right medium for your communication. The other thing I'd like you to read is How Wise Newcomers Find Their Way in the New York Times. And this is about communication choices that people who are new to their job make, or at least people who are successful when they're new to their jobs make. After you've considered that information, then I'd like you to do a task that's going to get you started on a larger project. So in the next week, I'll be asking you to send an email to someone who works in the same field that you are interested in working in. This week, I'd like you to create a draft of that email. So what I would like you to do is identify someone who you could conduct an informational interview with about the professional field that you are pursuing. Then I'd like you to write a draft of that email requesting an informational interview with this person. Submit the draft here. If you want to review some examples, you can click here. This is examples of informational interview requests. And if you've got questions about what you should be doing for a professional interview, you can use this link here from the University of Minnesota. They provide you with some guidelines. So you just need to submit the draft this week, and then next week your peers will review them, and then you will also submit it formally to the person you will interview. As part of this, you need to determine some informational interview questions. So this week I'd also like you to think about what kind of informational interview questions you could ask someone who works in the professional field you're interested in. So these questions should pertain to the following areas. How can one establish professionalism and credibility in this workplace? What communication choices might be advisable in this profession and why? What to expect from the job search and interview process for this profession, and what to expect from the workplace or work climate. You'll want to take these suggestions and tailor them to be more specific to the person and the profession that you're interested in. You will submit those questions to me for review this week. And then finally, I have a bit of a case study assignment that I'd like you to do. So this is a case study that describes a scenario. You can read it by clicking here. It will download a file that you'll then want to open. And once you've opened the file, you'll read the case study, and at the end there's a series of questions. So the case study looks like this. You'll read the case study. At the end there's a series of questions about what you might do if you were in this position. I would like you to answer those questions and submit your answers to me on Canvas. You can review what it is I'm looking for with this rubric. So that pretty much covers it for this week. Of course, as usual, if you have any questions or you're unclear on what you need to do or when, please shoot me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks. Have a great week.